What's up, guys? It's Nick back again with another video. Today I'm going to be discussing and kind of reviewing 2018 Model X 75D. Did I say Tesla Model X? If I didn't, it's a Tesla. I have owned this for about 3 months now, so I just wanted to kind of give my initial thoughts. I'm a first-time Tesla owner, about my thoughts and process of going through purchasing it and using it and driving it and all that good stuff. So first thing you'll notice is I went with the black on black exterior look. I went with the 21-inch black rims just to kind of give it a little something. This is my first time ever owning, I guess, an SUV, family car, whatever you want to call it. So I wanted to try and give it a little bit of an aggressive look. I did tint the front windows as well, but they're the 21-inch rims. Again, I got the 75D, which is the base model. There is a, and don't hold me to this, a 95D and I believe a 100D. So there are a couple different ones. I could be wrong about that, the exact ones, but I definitely got the base model of 3 different options. The car is a little dirty, so excuse that, because just got back from a 2-hour trip to Orlando, and it was my first kind of longer trip that I've taken with it, so I thought it'd be a good time to review it and discuss it and kind of share my thoughts. So for anybody that hasn't owned a Tesla before, it's a fully electric vehicle. The way you charge is right here on the charging port and the light. You pop that open and there it is. It's glowing blue right now. When you put the charger in it, it's a glowing green, a blinking green I should say. That means it's charging, and there it is. The key fob, sorry, we're gonna get to that. This is actually a little external piece I bought for it. It just uses little smooth key fob that looks like a car, but I bought this extra piece so again I can hang it for my keys and it keeps it protected. But you can open all the doors from here. I can push this twice and it'll open the Falcon Wing doors, which is by far the coolest feature of the car. I want to show you from this end so you can see how close to the car it stays when they open, because you're always worried about hitting another car, but there's like 6 sensors and it will not open if something's next to it. But look how close it stays to the car. It's pretty incredible. They say it's a lot closer to your car than a normal door would open. So that's, you know, they've thought of everything. That's by far the coolest feature. It's very practical for loading kids or anything else in and out. You can see that we did get a car seat. Have one in there, and I have the 6-seat configuration, which I'll show you in a second. To open the doors, you just push. These aren't the door handles that come out. That's on the Model S. So this you just push in and it opens up. Again, there's sensors all over the place, and with the white colored interior. So again, this isn't the cleanest car, but anyway, sorry about that. One thing you'll notice is there's tons of space when you look at a Tesla, because there's no there is a chassis, but there's no transmission and all that good stuff, no engine. So if you look on, I mean, it's just completely open. You can completely get all your hands under all the seats and everything. It's kind of cool. So there's tons of space. This little thing down there, I ordered it on Amazon just to give me some extra storage back here for my kids' toys. And then I put a little pop-up light, sensor pop-up light there, so you can see it at night. I got the 6-seat configuration. You can get a 7-seat, or you can get a console right here in the middle. It doesn't allow you to walk through it, but I kind of like this configuration. It works best for us. There's a cup holder, again, the white seats. Very simple to move things in and out. You come here, double click that. Actually, not double click, just click it once. The whole seat will move completely forward. And now you have tons of room. You can literally just walk in here to the back row, which is extremely convenient. So again, you'll see, again, it's just nothing but floor down there. There's nothing blocking it. Tons of storage, tons of leg room. It looks like tons of room, but when you see the car, it's actually pretty low to the ground. It's not like a high-up SUV. So that, you know, their space is that there's a lot of room on the bottom of the car, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to double click over here on the rear. And because this has no engine, again, what they call the frunk. Here's the frunk. I mean, you can get a lot of space easily. A trip to the grocery store, groceries, you can get all right in there. This is something that comes with Tesla. They actually give you a couple different things. It's a bug flies in my ear. These are different. Sorry, here. Put this down. Different charging adapters they give you. Like, you'll need this when you go to Whole Foods. If you want to charge, you have to, that's the way theirs looks or whatever. So Just plug that into the cable and it plugs right into yours, so pretty simple. In case you ever want to plug just into a 120 outlet, which will take forever to charge, but if you need just a few miles to get from A to B or get to a charger, it's great. So in here we have a baby carriage, a baby stroller, and I kept that in here to show you kind of how much space is down here. I mean, we were very worried about if we take trips, whatever, or go to the park with the kid, where we're going to put the baby stroller. This is a full-size up-a-baby cruise, and it fits in there with plenty of room and room for more, which is kind of cool. So let's say you're only 4 people and you need some more room. You push this up, obviously, to get this seat up. Come back here. You see there's a little button right here. Push it down, and these come all the way down. So now you have plenty of room, and obviously you can do that to the other side. So now you have a full-size trunk and some to put whatever you like. This does come with a, if you don't have the stroller in here, like a flap that goes over this, or a cover, which keeps it nice and clean. It can be absolutely flush with this area, so you can literally have one, you know, same size or same height trunk area that you can put all your stuff in. A little button to close it. Now I owned, I'm going to push this back just to get this back, get that back up here. I owned a Maserati Ghibli, was my last car. I didn't own it, I leased it, and the lease was up. So as much as I love cars and engines, I feel like I love tech more. So I figured what better car to own than a Tesla, which is all new technology and kind of the latest in a lot of ways. So that's what I went for. And again, the practicality of it. So to shut the door, you can just push the brake and this will shut automatically. You don't have to have your hands. And another way, you can hit controls and you can hit close all doors right there. And you can see everything shutting. So one thing to kind of notice when you get in the car, the first thing you'll notice is the windshield is just huge. I mean, it's literally triple the size of a normal windshield. Goes probably a third of the way back in the car. The first couple weeks it took me a little getting used to. I really even felt a little dizzy sometimes driving it, because it's just looking at all sky, there's nothing else. But I've gotten used to it, and now it's a really cool feature. I love it, and you can see everything. If you want a visor, you pull it up from here and just kind of put it down here. So it's kind of weird because you have sun, you know, or a windshield above and below, but you can move this. You can kind of just let it float in different positions. So that's your visor situation. Takes a little getting used to. Everything you'll notice in the dash here, it's all digital. There are, I think, 2 manual buttons actually on the dash, and obviously some more on the steering wheels and things like that. But the one thing you'll notice is the big iPad. It's like a double-sized iPad screen. You have all the different controls. You have navigation. You have your phone. You can just touch screen whatever you want. Your calendar pops up every morning. Your charging situation. Google. And there's your rear view camera. It's like a full 1080p or whatever HD camera for your rear. You can literally just drive with that on. It's kind of cool to see it. But and there are all your phone contacts and all that good stuff. Now this can be one big screen like that, or you can split it, have it two different screens cut in half, whatever you want to do. Kind of cool. To open the glove compartment, you push here. That's one of the buttons. Hazard lights, I think by law has to be an actual button. It took me, one time I did want to pull over for something that had nothing to do with the car. I could not find the hazard button, the hazard light button, so I had to Google it. It's pretty sad that I had to Google that. These are two different screens here. You can control everything you want there. Battery, volume, same thing over here. Temperature, blah, 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 all these different things. Different pages, you know, there it is, whatever you want. So one of your biggest concerns getting a new Tesla for the first time, at least with me, is obviously the battery and how it works. Am I going to run out? What do I do? And the technology really kind of takes over, and it takes away your fears after a while. You kind of realize that it's just, you almost have to have the same concern when you're driving someplace with gas, right? You have to just know when you're getting low and plan ahead of time or whatever you're going to do. And this navigation system literally does it all completely itself. I can say navigate to Miami, Florida, wherever I want to go. It'll show me exactly what my battery life will be if I left now. When I get there, what my battery life will be. If it's too far and I can't make the range, this car actually does about 235 miles, the 75D. And if I do not, if I'm not going to make that, Miami's, I don't know, 400 miles or 500 miles or something like that, it'll literally map out an exact route on how to get to a supercharger on my way, where there'll be a restaurant. You can go in there and then inside and get lunch, and a half hour later your car will be 80% charged or whatever it is, and it'll figure out exactly what your car battery will be at when you reach the destination. So it is pretty awesome. When I went to Orlando, we just called the hotel we were staying at and said, do you guys have a charger? They said yes, so we drove there. We made it there, no problem. I think it was 200 miles away. They charged it overnight for me for free, and I drove back home 2 days later and didn't have to pay a cent. Just gonna show you. So here's some of the other controls. You can hit controls here, and there are a lot of different things you can choose from. Controls and settings. So settings are kind of your detailed stuff, like your apps you can get, driver profiles. You can put as many as you want. I don't know if that's as many as you want, but you can put like 10 in there. You can put your vehicle, all these different features you can have. I won't go through every single one, but it really makes it easy to change these, which is kind of cool. Safety and security, your displays, your home link, which is it's geo-censored again, so literally when I pull up into my driveway, this will pop up. I'm so sorry. This will pop up. It'll just pop up automatically when I'm pulling in the driveway, and just click on that and it'll close my garage door. There's no physical button. So it's kind of cool. Driver assistance, just different things. Service and reset. Here's your charging. They recommend you charge your battery up to 80%. I don't know, I guess it's for the memory of the battery. You don't want to charge it fully every night if you're not going to be using it. So that's what that dotted line means. It'll go to 80%. But if you are going on a trip like I did yesterday or a couple days ago, set the charging limit and you just do 100%. So it was perfect. When I was, if you need those extra 35 or 40 miles, you get them right there. So it's no problem. And then you can just change it back when you get home. Your charge units right there. You can see your amperage and all that good stuff. You do have to get a 240 watt, is it called 240 watt? 240 anyway, power installed into your garage or wherever you're going to be charging it, as opposed to a 120, which is just a normal outlet. Did I go over all the controls? Let's see. Okay, so some of the cooler, features, not the settings, but the actual controls. Again, you can open every single door, including your Falcon Wings, from here. Your seats. Again, a real easy way to kind of control your seats if you want it from up here. This is kind of cool, so I like keeping mine on low or very low, but you can easily go high. Let me see if I did it. I don't know why it's not. Oh, maybe because the door's open? Let's see. Sorry if I'm a little clumsy with this camera. So let me shut all the doors. Suspension. And it still does not. Oh, there it goes, finally. So I'll put it on, low. It's on now, and then very high. So you can see all the different, obviously, if you need for a jack too. You can do auto raising location. I think it has some automatic ones too, like when it knows there's hills or things like that. But you can change it in case you have a steep driveway. You want it to go high when you pull home. Click on that and it will, where's my finger? There it is. And it'll do that. Now we're on very high. Let's see what it looks like from the outside. As opposed to before. I think you can see the difference. You can even see the little, I don't know what that is, the hydraulic lift there. So definitely looks a lot taller than it did before, but I like it on the low profile. So let's get back in here. Let's see what else we got. Feel free to ask any questions if you guys have regarding, if you're thinking of getting a Tesla, just curious, because there are a lot of questions. There's definitely a learning curve. I mean, for the first couple weeks it was frustrating. Sometimes I couldn't figure out how to open the door, or the sensor would, I'd get in the car and not hit my brake, or I hit my brake and it would shut when I didn't want it to shut. So there's a lot of things you got to kind of learn with the new technology. It's more so than a normal car, but it's pretty cool. Your acceleration, your steering mode, comfort, standard, sport, acceleration, chill, standard. Regenerative braking is really cool. So they tell you if you keep that on standard, you literally won't have to change your brakes for until 100,000 miles. It does two things. One, when you're driving this, there's no gas, obviously. It's an acceleration. You literally let go of the acceleration, and the car will slow huge. I mean, it slows down quickly. You won't have to use your brakes. Maybe at the very end when you reach the light or wherever you're stopping, you can push your brakes on, but you it's a different way of driving, and you get used to it, and it's really cool. You feel like you're never using your brakes. Just kind of nice. And sorry if my voice is a little hoarse. Last night, a couple days ago, was my birthday. We went out last night, and enough said. I won't get into it. Trailer mode, I guess if you're doing, you know, creep, I don't know, all these different things. Range mode. You have your lighting, fog, all that good stuff. There's your trips. You can control all this from here. Displays, all that good stuff. And e-brake and power off in case you want to hit your emergency brake. I did not get the self-driving. I think there was 2 different packages. One was $3,000. That'll let you, and I could be wrong, you can go to the website. Not tons of options, so you can see it, but I think the 3,000 one that lets you kind of stay within the lines, and it'll keep you 10 feet behind the car in front of you, and you can change all those settings. And it kind of does all that. Or there's, and the second one is another, I think, $5,000 where you can drive literally the ones you see on TV where you don't deal with your car at all, and it just drives completely for you, which is not out yet, but you can buy it, and I think it's supposed to be out in like 3 to 6 months, and you can download these updates, which is a cool thing. You do connect to the Wi-Fi, and you'll come in the morning, you'll see an update. You want to download it, and you can see what new features were released. So I don't know if you can hear. The first thing you can hear is it's very quiet. There's no engine again. I'm going to lower the air. Definitely has some speed to it. Again, this is the lower 75D. I don't know or memorize all those specs on 3 or 4 seconds, you know, 0 to 60. But it's fast. This doesn't have the ludicrous mode or anything like that. Again, that's the higher end ones, but I'll give it some acceleration here. I have to get used to not saying gas, but I can kind of show this at the same time. Let's see here. So definitely it knocked something back over here in my dash. Pretty cool. I think that it's nice and fast. Again, I'm skipping around here. One thing I didn't show you, it's kind of right here. You have, yeah, I didn't show you this at all. When you come to a stop, you can just push the brake hard. That pops up, and now I don't have my foot in the brake, and we're complete stop. So it kind of like holds the car in stop for you. Even though I'm not in park, I'm still in drive. These 2 areas, you got one right there. There's not tons of storage. There's tons of space, but not tons of storage. So you got to kind of work with it. There are 2 cup holders. These are adjustable. They're kind of cool. And now this space does go way back here, but it's hard to get things in and out back there. So you can keep one of these, keep both of them. You can remove this and just make this all storage. But this is primarily your storage. So still to this day, I feel like I wish there was a little more storage. I'll show you some other areas. But right now I choose to keep these 2 cup holders. If you don't want to use these 2 cup holders, you have these, which I like the armrest, but you have 2 more cup holders under here. And then of course you have your normal space down there, which is just a little bit, and you have this little area here, which I don't know if you'd put anything in, but can't fit much. So, but you have that. There is this area down here. Now, when you buy the Tesla, it just is like this. It's just this empty little area. With like a rubber stick area so you can put your glasses, but things fly around. It's not practical. There's no way to organize it. So I went on Amazon and I found this, I think for 20 bucks. I can put the link in the description. It's a little drawer. It's kind of made out of, I don't know if it's real leather, probably not, but it looks like real leather with nice stitching, and it allows you to kind of put your stuff in there. It fits perfectly. So now when I need something, I just put my finger in, pull it, push this thing to get into the gate, and shut it again. So it kind of keeps things nice and organized. I think again it was 20 bucks. There are 2 USBs down in here for charging, and of course your 12 volt charger as well. I did install this wireless charger, so you can literally just pop this right in and you get a charge. It's now charging. There's a USB you kind of run through the bottom here, and then it like pops it through the top. You can get it through Tesla. It won't be wireless. It's in the same area though, but it is a charger. I think it's a $200 or $300 feature. So you can look into that. I don't know if I mentioned, you can get all this area. I got kind of the dark wood grain. You can get it carbon fiber for a $250 upgrade. I was gonna do that and I completely forgot to when I ordered the car, and I never did it. So not a big deal, but you can get that in carbon fiber. If you look to the back, I don't know if you can see in the middle there below the cup holder, there are 2 USB chargers there. And I can even show you. Let me get out real quick. Again, I'm skipping all over the place, but there's kind of a lot to cover. So Again, to open this, just push. And there's some more sun now, you can see the interior more. But I'm going to shut this door as there's somebody coming. You have 2 more USBs there and a push-out tray. So you have 2 cup holders and a USB right there. And you have 2 more cup holders. Did I say yeah? 2 more cup holders and 2 USBs right there. This is another thing that I bought online. It's just a little compartment that fits down in there. I can put my kids' toys in there, whatever. And I put a little sensor light so when it's dark you can see what's going on. Comes with Velcro that just lets it stick in there. Let me see, to shut the doors here, there is this button there too. You can push that. Now the neighbors are all looking at me weird. Alright, so now I am driving and I will just take my foot off the acceleration. And it brakes pretty fast, or slows down pretty fast. Again, I'll go up to 20, just drop. And so I have not touched the brakes at all yet. Now when you come to here, if you want to completely stop, you have to touch the brake. But right now it's charging up the batteries just from me taking my foot off the acceleration while it was going. One thing Tesla has, and you can Google these things, they have these things called Easter eggs. So to get to these Easter eggs, you literally just hit the Tesla logo right there. Little screen pops up, kind of showing you some different things, and there pop up the Easter eggs. You have a DeLorean, which doesn't do much except kind of changes your picture here, which is exactly your car. I mean, if I had the silver rims, it'd be the silver rims. But it makes it into DeLorean, and when I open up the Falcon Wing doors, it does it the old school way like a DeLorean. Then you have, I don't know if it's the Mars or Moon, but you do that, and when you go to navigation, let's see. Again, these don't serve any real purpose, but if I was to drive, it just kind of looks like you're driving on the surface of Mars as opposed to anywhere else, your neighborhood. And now it shows you on a little whatever spaceship that is, so you can get rid of that by clicking it again. Now you go back to here, and you're back to Earth and your normal Tesla. I'm trying to think what this one does. I think this plays a song. To enable, disable, use a... And it shows us on your screen here. I promise, I don't think this shuts off easily. Alright, on to the next one, which is drawing. This has a little, if you have kids, they love it. Change color, do all your fun stuff. And when you're ready, I'll say hi to everybody. When you're ready, you can hit publish. And it says, are you sure you want Tesla to critique your artistic masterpiece? No, my world is not ready. The world is not ready for my art, or yes, I am an artist. So it'll send it. I don't know if it actually sends it to them or what they do, but it's a fun little thing. The last Easter egg is the most famous one and most popular one. It definitely is cool. I'm not going to play it right now because it's going to add another couple minutes to the video. You can look at and search on YouTube and you can see them all over the place. It's called the Christmas song, Tesla X Christmas song. You click on this and get out of the car. All the doors, the Falcon Wing doors, the regular doors, the mirrors and the lights all kind of flash and open and close in unison to Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So it's kind of fun and plays loud. And if you do it in a parking lot, you'll have 100 people watching you, even if it's not Christmas. My kid loves it. I play it all the time for him, and we always seem like we get a group of people watching it when we do. So that's it, guys. Not too much more. Again, we have a 2-year-old son. We use this car pretty much as our daily driver. Love it. I think it works out great with the kids. My kid loves it. He loves the doors, the Falcon Wing doors. He loves looking out the huge windshield. So easy to load him in and out. Tons of space in the front and the back. No problem fitting a stroller. Again, we just went to Orlando for 3 nights, 3 people and a baby, and we got my son, and no problem with all the luggage. We put the back 2 seats down, or the one back seat down, and loaded up the trunk, and we were fine. Got the battery. It's not a big deal. You'll get used to it. Let me quickly show you that while I'm here. Alright, let's see. And I will end the video, guys, sorry. So I will show you this. Pull in the garage. I am a Dolphins fan. Don't hold that against me. As you can see from there. But get out of the car. Right over here is where I had the 240 charger installed. Outlet, sorry, right there. One thing on the Tesla site, because I had an electrician, he charged me $400 to do it. I had him look it up, and they didn't have it in this configuration, turn this way. So I said, do whatever the site says. Well, it seems like it's upside down, because when you plug it in, the Tesla, it's like this. It's not hanging. So he's gonna come and do it, but it's kind of frustrating that even happened, because I did it exactly like it shows on Tesla's site, or where they give you a little email on how to install this thing. So that's what I use to charge. Again, you can take this thing, no big deal. Pop that open, it's blue, that means you're okay to put it in. And when it's blinking green, it means it's now charging. So anyway, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to ask me any questions. Sorry if this carried on, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I will see you later. See ya.